Hey man, I do what I do.
And see, understand this: when many Latinos think about immigration, they don't see themselves as a problem. They don't think of their undocumented family members or their neighbors, their own people. They don't see that. They see black immigrants, they see indigenous immigrants, they see criminals, right? They see the same. They see the same people they've looked down upon in their own countries for centuries, and they assume that when Trump ranted about criminals, about so-called worst people coming to the U.S., he was talking about dark-skinned ones, the ones with African features, the ones who don't pass the white adjacency test as far as they're concerned. Trump's campaign was masterful. He played them on their racial prejudices. And when he recycled that old racist trope about migrants eating the dogs and eating the cats, that wasn't just some bizarre accusation. That was a dog whistle, and it was loud and clear. Shout out to my man Blue Baggins. It meant to invoke disgust, to dehumanize, and to signal that certain immigrants, particularly black and indigenous ones, were not fit to be here. And the Latino for Trump voters ate it up. They laughed, they nodded, they repeated it because they thought it wasn't about them. Now, the thing is, you have to understand Haitians and people of color, especially dark skin, they're always an unspoken target. Okay? If you want to understand the true racial dynamics at play, you have to understand who Haitians are and why they were the unspoken target of Trump's deportation. Haiti was the first black republic in the world, and it's the only nation in history where enslaved Africans successfully overthrew their oppressors and established their own country. The Haitian Revolution that took place between 1791 and 1804, Tariq Nasheed put out a video some years back about the Haitian Revolution. You should check it out. It was very interesting. But nevertheless, that revolt sent shockwaves of fear through every slave-owning society, including here in the United States. It ran a lot of those slave owners in the Caribbean up to North Carolina and South Carolina. I mean, the very idea that black people could rise up and govern themselves was an existential threat to white supremacy. And white America never forgave them for that. And from that moment, Haiti gained independence. The Western world punished it. France forced it to pay reparations to the very people who enslaved them. And the U.S. refused to recognize Haiti as a nation until 1862. That's nearly 60 years later. The economic warfare against Haiti is never stopped. And from the American occupation in Haiti from 1915 to 1934 to the racist media portrayal of Haitians as a disease-ridden, criminal, subhuman group of people, and the goal has always been to erase and vilify Haiti's blackness. Even in the 21st century, the mistreatment of Haitian continues. Look what happened in 2021. You had a U.S. Border Patrol agent on horseback, and he was photographed. They say he was trying to whip a Haitian migrant at the border. Okay, that's what it looked like. And images it ripped straight to the days of slavery. You see, maybe it was a lasso, maybe it was a whip, I don't know. But that's the image. And in 2022, under the Biden administration, more than 25,000 Haitians were deported. And many of them sent back to their country. They hadn't seen it in decades. Some of them were sent back in chains. And under Trump, the attacks on Haiti were constant, even back then. He called it a SHIT, whole country. He made it clear the Haitians were not welcome, and he specifically ended the TPS, temporary protected status for Haitians, which would have sent out, which is going to send thousands back to an economic, shout out to James Harper, to an economically devastated, political, and unstable country. But here's the kicker, and I want y'all to understand this. Latinos for Trump didn't care about that, did they? That 60% didn't care because they assumed they would be safe. They believed that when Trump talked about deporting the bad hombres, when he called immigrants criminals, he made it clear that he wanted mass removals. He did that. They thought he was talking about the darkest, the blackest, the most African people in the immigrant community, and the indigenous, of course. See, they thought they had finally made it. Because, see, for years, white adjacent Latinos have chased this illusion of full acceptance into whiteness. They have bought into blanqueamiento. All right. Shout out to Yasha Ben Joseph. And the belief that if they marry lighter, they raise their kids, they reject blackness, and they align themselves with white America, then they will eventually be seen as equals. In their minds, wearing a MAGA hat was a golden ticket. It was their proof of allegiance, their way of saying, we're not like those others. We're the good ones. We're the ones who should be allowed to stay. They truly believed that when the crackdowns came, they would be spared, that ICE would pass over their houses, much like the angels of death passed over the chosen people, how the Jewish people in Egypt. All they had to do was put that mark, right? But white America doesn't work like that. The moment you are no longer useful, the moment you stop serving their interests, you're just another disposable immigrant. It happened to black folks. They've been trying to get rid of us since we stopped working for free. You understand what I'm saying? And this is exactly what happened. And now they're realizing what we've always known. And that's Trump's immigration policies don't come with a special exemption for white adjacent Latinos. ICE agents didn't stop and check for white passing Latinos before dragging them out of their homes. Border Patrol didn't care about their surname, their religion, or whether they voted for Republic or not, because at the end of the day, they were never part of the club. All right. And the worst part, they risk everything for nothing. They sold out their own communities for a fantasy of whiteness that was never going to be granted to them. They turned their backs on black folks who voted for Kamala Harris, thinking that they helped throw us under the bus, right? They couldn't stand the idea of voting for a so-called black woman, right? They threw their support behind Donald Trump, who made it clear he wanted them gone. And now they're crying about betrayal. Well, let's be clear. This is exactly what they signed up for. They thought they could play the game of white supremacy and win, but they forgot one crucial rule. Whiteness only protects its own, but not always. So now they're looking around confused. They see their families in detention centers. They see their people being deported. They realize too late that whiteness has slammed the door in their faces. And suddenly they won't help. They want allies. Suddenly they want to stand in solidarity. Suddenly they say, well, where are the black people? But what was that energy when black people were being gunned down by the police? Where was that energy when ICE is targeting these black immigrants disproportionately? The first man they captured was a Haitian dude. I'm not going back to Haiti. Yes, you are. Where was that energy when Trump called Haiti a crap hole country? They probably were laughing. See, it didn't matter to them. So why should it matter to us now? Now, this is the bed they made, and now they can lie in it. But the question of the day, and this is where I want to get down to, and this is where the study comes in. This is where the learning starts. The question of the day, shout out to Alonzo Dunn. Why do Latinos expect support from black people? And in order to understand that, I'm going to go ahead and share some video footage with you all, okay? Now, you're gonna learn something, all right? You need to hear what needs to be said. But let's start with this one.
Is border with Guatemala.
Yes.
Okay? We don't let them in. So the same thing that America does to Mexico, we do to Guatemala. Okay? It just, the news is CNN, Fox, CNN, MSNBC, New York Post, they're never going to show you that. Just so you know, Mexico is extremely racist. So we have what are like
Guatemalans,
even to its own Mexicans. So you got to remember, Mexico was dominated.
Did you hear that? Mexico is extremely racist. So these same people you see on the internet crying, asking black people for help, This is one of their own people saying Mexico is extremely racist. The same thing they do to the Guatemalans, right, who are a lot more indigenous looking. They don't want America to do to them. So keep listening.
By Spaniards. The only reason I look the way I look is because I'm 65% Spaniard.
Yeah.
Mexicans, like real Mexicans, or which is known as Mexica, not Mexico, Mexica, are 5'4", super dark with big noses and the heads pushed back. Aztecs and Mayans,
Like Indians.
like Indians.
Yes.
Well, we're natives, right? So we're blended. So the reality is in Mexico too.
What's up? Welcome to the broadcast. This is Uncle D.
People wash their ass in the tub, Kamala Harris.
You were tuned in to Uncle D. D's black man talk. Pull up, homie, take a seat. Don't be a shadow watcher every day. You learn something, then you earn something. Let them know and drop some money in the plate. It's getting cold, ladies, talking ratchet. There's a king here, grab your coat, zip your jacket. Keep quiet for a second, close your jaw. Attorney Spurling, this ain't pearly, know the law. Talking Constitution, pushing pins when he shooting, give him that. Masculinity, just for the record, sprinkle that. You can keep your cat, gotta cut it. Only cat he rubbing, gotta love it. I call it Molly Buddy. Gotta vote your interest, voting earns. Presidential, this is for the money that I earn. When you gon' learn, my people, that evil mixed with evil. No matter what you're doing, baby, this ain't equal. Sometimes when you're special, you get hated. The test is for the best, you're damn right, my people made it. Uncle D, Blizzard King, you been served, gotta know this now. Black men out here know we winning, gotta hold it now. Uncle D, you been served, get your notice now. Black men out here know we winning, gotta hold it now. Uncle D, you been served, get your notice now. Black men out here know we winning, gotta hold it now. Uncle D, you been served, get your notice now. Black men out here know we winning, gotta hold it now.
Hey, man, I'll do what I do.
Somebody need to whip your ass.
Get up and whip him, Sweets.
Hey, don't be putting the money in my hand all rough.
Take your ass out here. You buy you a Flowbee and cut your own damn hair from now on.